Thank you, sir. Well, it's not easy being the last guy up here. Last day, after lunch, everybody is heading home. And really everything has been said. So I have nothing more to add. So have a nice life. Really, you really killed my presentation, guys. The earlier speakers, you really took everything out of me. It's not so easy being here, but I'm thinking like this. If I adjust a little bit, if I don't take you through pain through every slide I have prepared and not talk in details, because a lot of what have been said here is a lot of stuff that I also reinforce in my program. So I try to talk a little bit more about the tools, how we do it in the real world as a coach. It's easy to see how we should have done it and why we should do it. Now you know that. Maybe I can be more practical how you do it. Sounds good, or? And we'll leave some room for more questions in the end, so we can have a dialogue. I think it's better to change ideas and talk a little bit more. If the translators doesn't understand my Swinglish, it's a kind of a switch and mix between English and Swedish. So you have to have a white towel or something. We have to stop everything and someone will help us out, okay? I see I have one of those. So why am I here? Tough topic, I think. A topic that's really interesting and it's really hard. I'm just missing the question mark up there because I don't have all the answers for this. This is a really tough topic. See if this one works. So this is me. This is what I have been done. I have my short career. Those juniors have persecuted me all the time. I started up in north in Sweden, in Luleå, as a junior coach for many years. I was an assistant coach in Luleå together with Mr. Slavomir Lener. I learned a lot working together with him with a Czech hockey philosophy, and he reinforced a lot of good stuff in Luleå. My role was to be the third coach, and I only worked with the individual development of the players. So I was working really close to the players. I've been working many years with a Swedish development program, and every age, close to the players, working to make them better. And every game I play in the league, and if I meet another coach and he want to be on me, he want to chase me, he call me you and the F word, junior coach. And that's true. Those juniors, they're always following me. I was out from the club hockey 3 years. Take a step back from the club hockey, coaching the World Junior team for Team Sweden on full time. It's a luxury just to have that team. We just had the camps and we were preparing for one tournament, the World Juniors, 3 years. So I saw a lot of hockey, and I saw a lot of things that made me starting to think, is this really the best way coaching? What I saw was coaches not even talking to the players, because I tried to prepare my team for the World Juniors. I prepared the young guys, and they were only playing in Sweden, the third line, fourth line. They were shipping the puck out, they were shipping the puck in, they were afraid making mistakes, and they looked like this when they were walking around in the dressing room. So I started to think, is that the best way to lead, if we should maximize a player's potential? When they came to my national team, I wanted them to play 100%. Play like champions. We can't win otherwise. We can't win if the players are afraid to play. It's impossible. We have to maximize everything in the players. The other thing I saw was practicing. I needed the players to be in their best shape ever for the World Juniors. In the clubs, they were practicing 45 minutes, 50 minutes, team tactics, 5 against 0. They scored, yeah. And I was thinking, yeah, the Canadians won't let us score that easy. How should I be better? No individual practice, no feedback during the practices. It's almost no Swedish coaches here, so I can really do this. If it would have been a couple of more, I would be more humble, maybe. And I was starting to think, those players, daily basis, how did their day look like? There were practices in the morning, 45 minutes. They did no mistakes, found 0. The coach didn't yell at them. They were pleased. I can play the next game. Afternoons, golf, coffee on town, video games, many, many hours. We had players in the World Junior team that had low handicaps in golf. They were spending more time on the driving range, finding the right swing, than to be on the ice learning to shoot, because we have almost no Swedish player being able to shoot a hard slap shot. So I was thinking a lot. At the same time, we were working with the national teams together, coaches. The coach now, Per Mårts, for the men's senior team, Rickard Grönborg, the assistant coach, and myself and the other junior coaches were setting a new path, a new program for the national teams, how we should work, how we should play, how we should lead, how we should practice to be the best, not be second, be the best. It's all about winning. The first thing we reinforced was to bring in, I call it mental coaches. They call themselves head coaches. They like the head coach. They say, we were supposed to coach the players, but it's so much to do with your coaches. And that was the best experience for me. That changed my way of coaching, to have those guys in every tournament, every meeting, every team meeting. Every time I talked to the team, I had that guy almost like you are sitting there, but you're a little bit more positive, because you're like this. And he was like, uh-oh, why do you say like that? Why do you use those words? Yeah, but it's clear now. Now they understand. And I walked out like this. This is going to be good. We're going to win the game. And he told me, do they really know what you said? Yeah, I think so. He made a test with the players on one word. In 20 players, it meant 17 different things, one word. Then I started to think, fuck, I'm fucked, what should I do? Teach me. So that's the best education for me, to have a guy like that understand humans, that understand how the brain works together with me, coaching me. But you have to be humble as a coach to take that guy, because it's pretty hard to hear that everything you have done 20 years, totally wrong. That's tough. During those 3 years, I started to think, isn't there a club stupid enough to put their team in my hands? To do a different plan, do it differently, to have the best environment, developing players, to have practices where every player gets better, where you practice as hard as possible, where you lead, where you have a leadership, where the players fulfill their expectations and they reach their goals. I was looking quite the time. It's a lot of clubs calling a coach, can you coach my team? Yeah, why are you calling me? I heard that you are pretty good. Click. Finally, one club called me and said, we have a new idea. We have a tough time, bad economics, expensive players. We want to win. No one gets better in our environment, in this building, in our team, so we have to do something new. Interesting. I met the guy, and we started a journey together. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that here. We have talked a lot about the word vision here. A vision, I can have a vision as a coach, but it doesn't mean anything if it's the common, this English, I should go over to Swedish. It's nothing worth if not the club is sharing the vision together, the whole club. The guy hiring me must have the same vision, like me. The coaches I hire must have the same vision. And it's a lot of job just to be there and know that you really want the same thing, because communication is hard. So it starts there. See, I have a film there. And I came to a club with a good history. Frölunda have won the championship 3 times. They have developed a lot of players. What's film in Czech? So I understand. My new video coach back there. Can you they have a lot of players. You can show the film.
We're extremely proud with the first pick to pick Erik Karlsson.
Back along the boards. The center. Karlsson makes one move. There's a shot away, scores!
Oh, Eriksson. And I tell you what, the youngster back down was the flat.
Back to the point again, Karlsson. Alfredsson, his shot, scores! Number 400 wins it for Daniel Alfredsson. And Carcillo drops it off. Good move. Save by Lundqvist. Put out in front. What a save! Henrik Lundqvist.
Carcillo step up here, that Stahl that steps up, but Carcillo stays on his skates. Stahl goes down.
Shot is denied. And look out. Maybe a break for Eriksson. Ceci comes back. Eriksson in. Scores!
And Louis Eriksson, who scored a power play goal on Sunday against Boston, gets his second in 2 games.
That's in for Met. Klingberg off the face-off win. Dragged it in. He shoots. He scores! Klingberg, first NHL goal, and let's to sugar a little. To dance vodka and rip it. A sizzler over the glove of Mike Smith. Smith likes to play deep. My, oh my.
So what does the vision look like? It's like this. It's 2 parts. The first part is we should be the best club, developing players, the best environment where players and people and personnel can grow and develop. That's the most important part. My boss is all over me if I don't play the young guys, if I have players with low confidence, if I lose a game or 2, he's pretty calm. I think I'm the coach here with the longest contract. Who has a long contract here? Anyone over 3 years? Hand up. How many years? 4. We're on the same page. I done 2 years. After the first year, I had a 3-year deal. After the first year, they put 3 more years on my deal, just to show that we are following this path. So this is the most important part, that we are following the path, following the recipe we have put down for the club. And the second part is winning. We got to earn success. We got to earn it by the hard work we are putting into the players. We're going to earn it because the players are good enough. And how do you win? You need talent. Talent is expensive. I can't buy Louis Eriksson. I can't buy Henke Lundqvist to come back to Sweden. I have to develop the next one. And we use those guys as role models. They are back in Gothenburg, practicing the summer. Erik Karlsson, the defenseman from Ottawa, he's often in our gym. John Klingberg, we saw him, the Dallas defenseman, has practicing so close to him every summer. So it's easy to get this circle going, to really influence each other. So first of all, developing. Second, it's winning. But we have to earn our success. No short roads. Shortcuts. Is it the right word? Jiri? Yeah. Jiri is the one, I think, he's talking better English than the Americans. And he's from Czech. Unbelievable. We want to be the club where Jiri should put his players and telling me, Roger, this is a skilled guy. He's not really there for the National Hockey League level yet. If I put him in your hands, is he ready in 2 years? Yeah, we want to be that kind of club. That's our vision. That's who we want to be. We think we can win because that way we get talent into the club. We had one Finnish guy, Lekkonen, coming to us. Montreal Canadiens took him from Finland, put him to us and said, take care of this kid. We give him 2 years. He has to be ready for the National Hockey League after 2 years. So that's my job. Winning comes second, but we want to win. I want to win as much as anybody, but you have to earn it. So we have the youngest team in the league, We have been second 2 years in a row, behind Skellefteå, the best team in Sweden. They have been working after a plan in 10 years. We have just been working after our plan in 2 years. So we are not there yet. It takes time. You need time. We lost the Champions Hockey League final in the third. So we're also second there. So no one remember the loser, unfortunately. That's tough. At least if we have won something, you have been, how did you do it? Now you're just thinking, Roger, I don't really buy into that. Organization. I was counting to 22 coaches from 16 to my team. It demands a lot of personnel. If you should develop people today, you need coaches. You need to share the vision, but you need coaches. From 16 up to our men's team, we have all kind of personnel. My assistant coaches, I have challenged them to work like the goalie coaches. Goalie coaches always get shit by head coaches. Make him stop the puck, please. Can't you do something? But I think in Sweden, the best coaches on individual development is the goalie coaches. They work with feedback every day. They work with a video every day. They communicate with the players every day. So they are way ahead about the rest of us cuckoos that think we can hockey. So they are good. We can learn from them. And I have, in my coaching staff, I have one guy coaching the forwards, and I tell him, I challenge him, you have to work harder than my goalie coach. I have 14, 15 guys to say, yeah, you have to work harder, because I still see the goalie coach, he's going home eating dinner with his family. So it's still time to left to work harder with individual development. So every team suited like this, we work a lot with communication here, following the same philosophy, how we lead, how we practice, how we play. We play the same way. The younger guys, they also combine this with the school. It's school and hockey until they get professional. They get professional after they have played 100 minutes with a men's team. So we don't need to decide who's going to be up, who's going to be down. They show us that. So it's a good system, I think. And it's important. 2 years ago, no one went to school. They still played in our club. And we said, no more. You have to do school and hockey. We have a skating coach, skill coach. We have this mental coach working all ages. He's working with tests, and he's working with the coaches mostly, because coaches have to be able to work with individuals. So this is the way our system looks like. Normal practice day. Challenge the tradition. Sell the golf clubs. We start every day with the off-ice, 9 o'clock. I have the off-ice coach really good on this. He's warming the guys up, stretching them, quick feet, strength for the whole team, following a program every day. We go on the ice 10 o'clock, working with speed, maximum skating, starting, stopping, no pucks. It's like working with your legs, really, because the hockey today, it's so demanding that you should be able to skate fast. So it's really simple drills, but it's the off-ice coach measuring the length of the skating, and we try to do it more with the science behind us. What do we need? How do we develop speed? They go in 30 minutes. You can't work with speed too long. We flush the ice. Then the team part starts. We have the video. We talk about the system. We talk about what we should do today. We start the ice 10:45. We don't need those hundreds of shooting drills, 1 against 0, 2 against 0, 3 against 0, 5 against 0. We don't do that at all. We start with the small area games right away, and I think it's really good, because it's helping the players to get in the right mood for practice. Otherwise, I've seen players just focusing on where did I go? What should I do? I should go there, get the puck, pass him, what line, and they don't learn anything. You don't learn anything. If you can do one thing and you do it over and over and over, you don't get any better. You need to challenge yourself. So I love the small area games, and they get them in the mood. Often if we lose a game, day after, it's really important, small area games. Let them play until you feel that they have forgotten about the loss. Then they are ready to learn. Then they are there. So you can start the practice. And we work a lot with 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, game-like situations, smartness, competing. That's the most important part, teaching. I think the guys we saw in the video, they have two things. They compete and they are smart. All the best players in the world, they have those two things. Some good players, they can only be competing, or some good players can only be smart, playing on their smartness. But the world-class players, the best players, they have both. And it's also about this. All the players I have asked, when do you play your best hockey? They give me the same answer. Do we have some old player here? Tom, when did you play your best? Yeah, what were you thinking about? Not much. I have never got a different answer than that from any players, from youth level to pro level to Zetterberg or Henrik Lundqvist or whoever. Everybody says the same thing. I'm playing my best hockey, not thinking. But what should we do, we as coaches? Because we only do it more difficult for the players to play with all the structure, all the details, all the meetings, all the videos. And this is something we have to know, because if you want to be a servant coach, serving the players, helping the players, you have to know they play their best when they are in the instinct, not thinking. So the instinct is really important. So we have to practice this. How do you do it? How do you practice instinct? You can't draw everything that's going to happen in a practice. You can't draw where they should skate, shoot, pass, everything. You need the games because they have to react on something happening. They need to all the time be challenged to compete, and their smartness. So you need both. But too much structure will kill the creativity. We know that. And that's important. So we have a system, when should we be working with structure, when should we let them loose? But I think this is really important, to get the level and always challenge the players on both things. Lunch, always the meatballs. Afternoon, individual practice with the programs and with a coach. It's not just individual that some guy says, I go to the gym downtown. He won't go to the gym. He will be on the golf course. So it's with a coach, and we have a plan for every player, and I have a meeting with every player every third week to see if they are improving or if they are on the way leaving our team. All players, all season long, until the playoffs. Then it's team first, as we have heard here. Until there, we are working with developing the players. And it's pretty tough. Some guys off the ice, they need to gain strength. They should be in the gym more. All the Swedish players should be on the ice shooting. We need to shoot. You need to score goals if you want to win games. We can't shoot in Sweden. So we work a lot here. And I know that my colleague for today is going to show some clips how they do it in Czech. So I think it's pretty similar. So, leadership. I have listened to all the speakers before, and it's a lot of wise coaches and that have talked before me. This is our model in Frölunda. This is the way all coaches work in Frölunda. When do you need rules, structure? Yeah, it's about the hard work. It's the bottom of the triangle. You need a leadership where you're pretty hard, pretty consequent. They need it. The newer generation, we can't just let them run around, because then they will sitting on the bench with the iPhone on the Facebook, and they will be chatting with someone going to face-off. So we need rules. We need to establish what hard work is for real, and we need the core group of guys. I have a really good group of core guys. My captain is here playing for Team Sweden. He's the best role model they can have. And they are the ones coaching their players in this. What should the player coach each other in? It's this. It's the compete level. It's the work hard. It's about discipline. It's about being in time. As soon as me as a coach go in and have to be on the players on this, we're on the wrong path. So I usually, when I have a player not working hard enough, if Tom here isn't blocking shots, I go to my captain first. We have a problem with Tom. What? Didn't you see it? He missed like two blocked shots last game. From the beginning, he told me, yeah, it's your problem. You're the coach. Okay, you don't want to win. And I left. And he was like, hey, what do you mean? So we need to challenge the core guys, not just telling them to talk in the room, in the dressing room, loud. I don't know. That won't change any behavior. But we need them to walk up to Tom and tell him, you better block that shot or else. And then maybe I can help them with or else, because it has to be consequences. Otherwise, we won't change any behavior if we don't have consequences. Next step, we need a different leadership if we should get the team system to develop, if we should be smarter every day the way we play. The power play should be better, the face-off should be better. We need the guys to reflect, to talk hockey. When I came to Frölunda, this one was gone. I think in winning teams, those you need to replace those after the season, because they are used by the players, not the coaches. So you need the players to reflect, and mostly about the offensive part of the game. Power play, entries, offensive zone cycling, stuff like that. Let the players be involved. Their internal drive will just be higher if they get involved. But I would never ask them, do you feel for Tom? Can you please block that shot? Or do you want a back check today? Or is it a different way? No way. That has to be there. This is the way we play in Frölunda. No one will change that. And the last step is where I think we need more tools, because in the individual efficiency, how we coach the individuals, that's totally new for us coaches, to be better meeting those players, the young players, and getting more tools how we should do it. And that's different. You need to talk more. You need to listen more. You need to put questions to them. You can't just tell them this is the way you should play. I heard that expression, there's no I in the team, but it's a lot of eyes. And if I force a young player today and say, this is the way you have to do it to play in my team, he say, fuck you, I play in Färjestad instead, or I go to Finland and they just call their agent and they're gone next day. So we have to find a way to get them into the team, core players, make them talk hockey, because it's the player's game, it's not the coach's game. If they should play through their instinct, they have to talk hockey so they understand what they are doing. And we have to lead the individuals. You talked about this when you killed my presentation, so I won't go into this. I think we're pretty good. Skills, tactics, almost the same picture, wasn't it? Finland, Sweden. I think, but this has been the topic the whole symposium, so I won't do too much about it. Coach individuals. Always see them for what they can be. Think about, I have been coaching this guy Klingberg, and I always thought he can be a new Erik Karlsson. I should treat him that way. I should coach him that way. I should talk to him that way. It's better than when he makes mistakes. If you as a coach say, hey, why do you do those mistakes? No one makes mistakes by purpose. And it's just get you stuck there, blaming somebody, instead of talking about who you want to be. I want to be that guy. Okay, but if you're going this way, can you really be Erik Karlsson if you are shipping the puck out every time? If you are afraid playing? No, you need courage. You need to be brave. You need to play with guts. And you need to do mistakes, because Erik Karlsson has made most mistakes of all the defensemen in the world. So it's an easier way to lead them, to see them and talk to them and see them for what they can become. Setting goals, you have talked about that. I don't need that. Building relationships. If we should coach the individuals, they have to trust us. They can't see the coach as an enemy. Sometimes in our coaching group, they see me as an enemy, but not the assistant coach. So the assistant coach will be the good cop, and I will be the bad cop. So I work on the lower part of the triangle, and he can work higher up with the individual development. Feedback, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, how you do it good. Here comes this one. 8-1. I heard yesterday it was someone saying 4-1, 4 positive reinforcements on 1 negative. I think if you want to change behavior, and that's the only way to develop, that you do something differently the next day that you didn't do the day before. That's the only way to develop. Just talking to someone won't develop anyone. You have to see that they do a different thing next day. And the best way of doing it is the positive reinforcement. The people work like that we do the things that give us most as a person. The most funniest stuff, you want to do it right away. It's like when I'm home, my friend is calling me and say, "Hey, Roger, you want to play golf?" "Oh, yeah." Because I feel funny. Oh, son, he's a good guy. Cold beer after the golf. I totally forgot. I promised my wife to do the vacuuming. But there I have to choose. Should I take the bad consequence? Not doing that? No, I go until she opens the door and say, "Hey, Roger, if you don't do that tonight, no." Okay. That's how we work, and that's how the players work. And we have to be better on this. We're going to see a little film. Are you awake back there?
Are you finished?
Well, thank you. How thoughtful. Would you like a chocolate?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Oh, sorry, Sheldon. I almost sat in your spot.
Did you? I didn't notice. Have a chocolate.
Thank you.
You're here a lot now.
Oh, am I talking too much? I'm sorry. Zip.
Thank you. Chocolate?
Yes, please. Oh, hey, Kim. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Let me take this in the hall. You'll never guess who they got to replace you with.
Okay. I know what you're doing.
Really?
Yes. You're using chocolates as positive reinforcement for what you consider correct behavior.
Very good.
Yeah. It even works on lab rats. It does. That's the way you train the dolphins too in the zoo. And we have to be better on this, being positive, finding the way. But it's not just about, hey, what a great guy you are, Tom. I think we have to understand that everybody is different. And I don't, it was only one thing I didn't agree with Saul, tremendous speech before. And it's about who you are. I think you have to split who you are to what you do. It's the behavior. That's what we should coach. We can't coach the person. Everybody has the right to be different. They have parents. They have a long life behind them. Am I the man telling them how they should be? No, how they should behave. And that's what we should reinforce. Right behavior on the ice, in the gym, in the locker room, because we're coaches in hockey. This is something else. This is for mommy, I think. That's my opinion. And we have to see that, because when we have young players, some are really lazy, tired, they are teenagers, they are coming like this to the rink. He can still be the best guy in the practice. But if I see that and tell, hey, that's a lazy guy, you have to change. You have to change the way you are. You have to change the way you look. You have to change the way you dress. No, let them be different. But no one is getting away from my eye, not blocking shots, or what they do on the ice. We have talked about a lot of this. The last thing, what I feel it's most important to design a high performance environment is that the environment is forgiving and persists. How do you say that word, Jiri? Permissive? Oh, it's pretty good. And what's that? Yeah, I can't bench John Klingberg when he's giving away the puck. We play a game with 100% puck possession. I hope we have time to see a little bit of the clips, Aku. And I can't kill the guys making mistakes if they're supposed to be world-class players. If you are only about winning the next game, maybe I have to do it and tell them to ship the puck in or ship the puck out. But I want to develop world-class players. They have to be best. Then this is crucial. You can't develop players to be their best, playing through their instinct, being creative, making smart decisions, if you kill them making mistakes. You can kill them if they're not working hard, if they're not back-checking, if they're not blocking shots. I think everybody has to do it. So this is the most important part. So quickly, our system, our philosophy, how we play a game. The philosophy is for winning. A lot of players says, oh, it's a fun hockey to play. Yeah, it's fun, but I don't give a damn because I want to win. So first of all, we want the philosophy for winning. It's a high-speed, offensive-minded hockey. We want our players to play with 100% puck possession. We want them to play with courage. We want them to play with attack in the offensive zone, and I want them to be the best on the puck. I have a clear structure in the defense. Clear structure. Everybody has to follow it, no matter who's playing in our team. Clear structure, what we do without the puck in the offense. Who's driving the net? How are we available supporting each other? But I'm really careful to kill the instinct, telling the players what to do when they are over the puck. Because it's a player's game, and the players are different, and they have to take decisions in 1 second out there. Sometimes they're stressed, tired, sometimes no one there. We don't know what they are seeing right there. And if I start to control what they do over the puck, I take them out of the instinct. So we're going to see some clips, and I'm going to stop a little bit, and I'm going to try to tell how I coach my players. It's nothing special, but we can take the first clip. Now he's awake. Perfect. Give him a chocolate. Stop. Transition. I tell the guys, the guy with the puck, attack, take it forward as fast as possible. If you have one guy against you, that's nothing. A world-class defenseman must always suppose you have one guy close to you and you have to handle it. You can't be stressed. I have never seen a stressed good defenseman. They have to be calm. All the good defensemen are calm. So what we tell the others, be open. You have to scream for the puck. You have to want the puck. You're not playing good hockey if you don't want the puck on the ice. Instead of thinking, where should I be? I tell them, rather be open and try to get it. And be sure you're open all the time to get the puck. We try to say, take what's given from the opponents. So I'm really afraid to overcoach the players in this area. We can see some clips here. So I want them to skate with the puck, I want them to protect the puck, I want them to be open, I want them to look for opportunities. I tell those two guys inside, drive the net every time. I tell the defenseman it's better to keep the puck here, protect it, stop. That's my worst defenseman. Anyone want to buy him, you can do it right away. Go back a little bit. When I came in, he was playing with his eyes closed. Shoulders like this, and he was squeezing so hard on the stick, and every time he went for a puck like this, what do you think he was doing? Round the board. All the forechecking systems nowadays, what do all the forechecking systems do? Close the boards off. I saw him playing PK. Suddenly, he could protect the puck and clear it. And I tell my defenseman, it's better that you protect the puck like this towards the board, hold it, wait for support, because then we know where the puck is. Then playing passes, blind passes is the worst, because they kill you. This is the best defensive, offensive play you can play, because the other team can score if you don't give them the puck. Sometimes they criticize me that you're holding the puck too long, you should play easier, you should play more straightforward, but I don't think so. I know that a lot of goals scored by winning it in the offensive zone. I don't want to give the puck away, so it's better to freeze it along the board. Can have that up to discussion. But it demands a lot about the player, that they have to be calm. And he's protecting the puck, and I tell them, skate away from it, skate away from the situation. The rest of the guys be open. Up, come on. This guy just went for Chicago. You see why? World-class move, Erik Gustafsson. Driving the net, of course, without the puck. So be open, look what they give us, attack, go forward, be available, skate with it, look for the pass and drive the net. But we can't drive the net in Sweden. We always look for one more pass like you Czechs. I don't know if I should stop, be all over my players about that. What you say, you Czech coaches, I think you have the same problem. I see you overplaying all the situations, and we as coaches, we say drive the net, shoot the puck. Maybe we should do the inverse, play another pass. Oh, don't shoot. You can shoot anyway. Find someone to pass instead. I don't know, maybe. We have tried 2 years and it was the same with the World Junior team I had, that we tried to take the best from the North American style, driving the net and really go for it and play the European style. But it's hard. We have a culture in Sweden that we are playing hockey. We are playing soccer, we are playing handball. And it's really a game, so we don't have that structure. Let's see. Is it the next clip? Perfect. Roll it. Offensive zone. I try to tell them, give support, create 2-on-1s, be open, attack, take it to the net, play. And we get a lot of this. We get a lot of speed, offensive zone. We get the puck carrier, finding openings, being available. I tell the other guys, can't you once in a while go to the net, at least? But this is good. Stop. And we need, I have heard it from Jiri and from the other speakers, that we need to develop the players to be better one-on-one. One-on-one, protecting the puck, getting the head up, looking for opportunities, and being open. And that's the toolbox we work with in the afternoons, to get being better one-on-one. It's a one-on-one game, and if you're skilled, it's a 2-on-1 game. And if you're really skilled, you start to think 3-on-2, etc. We can see a little bit more. Time-wise? Yeah. As Jiri's old player, he let him go. So we want movement, never standing still over the puck, always skating with the puck. It's basics, but you have to allow them to do it. It's the instinct. Don't tell them what to do. Look for openings all the time. So it's we can stop there. We can stop there. We just ended second, so you shouldn't see too much of it. So I'm killing the schedule here. I believe in this. We have to involve the players when we should make them, if we should make them more creative. If they should work with the internal motivation, we have to involve them. We have to be able to step into their world. We can only lead them if they allow us to step in. I have had so many talks with players, conversations, trying to create a dialogue, and I ask them, and I get the right answers. And then they still are doing the wrong things on the ice. Because players learn to tell us the right things, what they think we suppose that we want to know. They are experts on this. So we have to be better working with the feedback. And I want to, just the last thing, okay, I promise. Feedback, how can you do it better than just talking to the players? Because exactly like Saul said, every time they start with a sentence, but they only listen to themselves. So it's just stop coaching them, stop talking to them. I use this feedback form. Use facts. What do I see? I see that you are not skating enough. Okay, don't go what other people see. It's what you see. It must be important. This is your experience. Emotions, really important that you tell them your emotions. If you want them to change behavior, you need to tell them your emotions. I think, I feel, I experience that what you are doing now is hurting the team or hurting your teammate or hurting me as a coach. I have been behind you. You have to get the emotions. If they should change, you have to find their emotions so they care about your conversation. Consequences. What do I want? I want you to continue with this, continue to skate, continue to attack. I want you to stop with giving away pucks in the neutral zone. I want you to start with screaming after the puck, being available, working harder, winning face-offs, whatever. Those talks I have when I talk like this and I tell them this is my experience, this is what I feel, often they start to talk about their experience. And then you can put more question to the conversation, to the dialogue, instead of just telling them this is what you should do, because then they protect themselves and say, hey, but. So that's a good model for getting inside of the players. I could talk some more minutes, but I see that I have to. No, I don't want to take time. So we can take maybe questions afterwards. Let my colleague continue. It was hard, this one, when you killed my presentation. I had a good one here planned, but that's tough.